The night he almost gave up on love, the call came. Armin was sitting alone on a park bench, staring at the empty seat beside him, the one he had always imagined would be filled by the right woman. Someone kind. Someone whole. Someone who didn't carry storms in her chest or shadows in her eyes. He had waited years. Watched friends fall in love, get married, build homes. He smiled at weddings, held babies, gave gifts, then returned to his quiet apartment where the silence felt heavier each year. "I'll wait," he used to say. "God is preparing someone perfect for me." But that night, under a sky that refused to show even a single star, his faith felt thinner than ever. "What if she doesn't exist?" he whispered. His phone rang. Unknown number. He almost ignored it, but something in him said, "Answer." "Hello?" There was silence. Then a soft, trembling voice. I'm sorry. I think I dialed the wrong number." He could have hung up. He should have. But something in her voice stopped him. "It's okay," he said gently. "Are you all right?" There was a pause, then a quiet, broken laugh. "No," she said. "I'm not." That was how he met Zara. At first, she was just a voice on the other end of late-night calls. She never shared much, just fragments. A rough childhood. A relationship that shattered her. Sleepless nights. Anxiety that came like waves, drowning her without warning. "I'm not someone you should talk to," she told him once. "I'm complicated." Armin smiled softly, even though she couldn't see him. "Everyone is." "No," she said. "I'm broken." He didn't argue. But he didn't leave either. Days turned into weeks. Weeks into months. Zara became a part of his life in ways he never expected. She didn't fit his idea of perfect. She wasn't always cheerful. Sometimes she disappeared for days. Sometimes she cried without explanation. Sometimes she pushed him away with words that cut deeper than she probably intended. "Why are you still here?" she asked him one night, her voice sharp with frustration. "Don't you get tired of this? Of me?" He leaned back, staring at the ceiling. "Yeah," he said honestly. "Sometimes I do." There was silence. Then he continued, softer now. "But I don't leave when things get hard. And neither should you." She didn't respond. But he heard her breathing change, slower, steadier. And somehow, that was enough. The first time they met in person, it didn't feel magical. There were no dramatic moments, no cinematic music playing in the background. Just two people standing awkwardly in a quiet cafe. Zara kept her eyes low. She looked different from how he imagined, smaller somehow, as if the world had been pressing down on her for too long. Her smile was hesitant, like it had forgotten how to exist naturally. "You don't have to stay long," she said quickly. "I know I'm not easy to be around." Armin pulled out the chair and sat across from her. "I didn't come here for easy," he said. "I came here for you." She looked at him then, really looked. And for a second, something cracked. Their relationship wasn't smooth. There were fights. Moments when Zara's past came rushing back, turning small misunderstandings into painful arguments. Moments when Armin questioned everything. "Maybe I was wrong," he admitted to himself one night after she pushed him away again. "Maybe this isn't what I was waiting for." But every time he thought about leaving, he remembered that first call. That fragile voice. And the way she had slowly started to trust him. Healing Zara wasn't his responsibility. He knew that. But loving her while she healed, that became his choice. And it wasn't easy. There were days she wouldn't answer his calls. Days she said things like, "You deserve someone better," or "I'm going to ruin you." And once, only once, he almost walked away. "I can't keep doing this," he told her, his voice heavy. I care about you, but I'm tired of feeling like I'm losing you over and over again. Zara didn't argue. She didn't cry. She just nodded. I understand, she said quietly. You should go. And that was the moment everything changed. Because instead of feeling relief, Armin felt something break inside him. He stood up. Walked toward the door. Paused. Then turned back. No, he said. Zara looked up, confused. I'm not leaving because it's hard, he continued. I'll leave if there's no love. But there is. And I know you feel it too, you're just scared. Her eyes filled with tears. I don't know how to be loved, she whispered. Armin walked back to her slowly. Then we'll learn, he said. Together. That was the beginning of her healing, not a miracle, not an overnight transformation, but small, steady steps. Zara started therapy. She began opening up, not just to Armin, but to herself. She learned that being broken didn't mean being unworthy. And Armin, he learned something too. The right woman he had been waiting for. She didn't exist in the way he imagined. Because love wasn't about finding someone perfect. It was about choosing someone real. Someone who had been through darkness but still had the courage to try again. Someone who didn't complete you, but walked beside you as you both grew. Years later, Armin sat on that same park bench. But this time, he wasn't alone. Zara rested her head on his shoulder, her fingers intertwined with his. You know, she said softly, if you had met me back then, you wouldn't have chosen me. Armin smiled. You're right, he admitted. She laughed a little. Wow. Honest. He turned to her. But if I hadn't met you when I did, he said, I wouldn't have become the man I am now. She looked at him, eyes shining. And if God had sent me someone perfect, he continued, I would have never understood what real love actually means. Zara squeezed his hand. I'm still healing, she said. I know, he replied. I still have bad days. I know. She hesitated. And you're still here? He kissed her forehead gently. Always. Because sometimes the person you're waiting for isn't the one who has it all together. Sometimes, they're the one who's falling apart. And love isn't about fixing them. It's about holding their hand while they learn to stand again. Armin had waited for the right woman. But in the end, God sent him someone broken. And she turned out to be exactly what his heart needed.